Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another great episode of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with co-host Jay Dash, and we are gung-ho for Jung-Ho here on The Spread.
Please believe, my favorite player ever.
I'll tell you what, Jung-Ho has been quite the surprise for the Buccos this year. And last I checked, it was like 3 or 4 days ago, he was leading Rookie of the Year voting for the NL.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at all the possible NL candidates for Rookie of the Year here, but we're going to start out with Gung. He's hitting .292 with a .366 on base, has a .452 slugging percentage, 9 jacks, 19 doubles, 2 triples, 40 ribbies, 43 runs. But he doesn't take quite enough walks as you want, and he strikes out a little more than you want. But you got to remember, he's just a rookie, even though he's an older rookie. So I see that improving as he gets more time in the big leagues.
Would he be the oldest Rookie of the Year ever? Do you know that?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I would probably say no. I would guess there were older Rookie of the Years, to tell you the truth. Ichiro, was he a Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, actually he was.
How old was he?
Late
he might have
20s,
actually been,
maybe early 30s even.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. But Jung-Ho, 312 at-bats this season, 96 games played, and really, he turned it on when Harrison went down with an injury. Harrison's last game was on July 5th, and Gung in July hit .379 with a .443 on base, 3 jacks, 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 87 at-bats. That was his best month by far. And in August here, he's still hitting pretty well. .273 with a .351 on base, 2 jacks, 2 doubles, and 33 at-bats. And he just had a 6-game hit streak snapped yesterday. He went 0 for 5, but he did reach on an error and score a run. But defensively, he's one of the better candidates too. He has a 1.2 defensive WAR, 10 errors in 96 games. He has a .962 fielding percentage at shortstop and a .971 fielding percentage at third base. And really, outside of McCutchen, this guy has been the best hitter on their team over the past month and a half or so.
He was on fire. Tailed off a tiny bit, but then just kept it going. He didn't continue to tail off. He leveled off, I should say, not tailed off. But he's been a great surprise for the Pirates, and they're lucky he's still in the lineup after the Mercer and Harrison injury, because if we didn't have Gung, and, A-Ram's not doing that hot at the hot corner right now.
For Clint Barmas.
Yeah, oh my God, if they'd have brought him back, I seriously would have never, ever liked the Pirates for the rest of my life.
Oh, we were talking before. Gung, not only is he a possible NL Rookie of the Year, he could very well be the best shortstop in the National League already. You got Johnny Peralta, who's having a good season with the St. Louis Cardinals, and Brandon Crawford, who has 19 home runs with San Francisco. And you might give one of those two guys the edge. I'm not quite so sure, though. I like Jung-Ho Kang, and I like what he's doing for Pittsburgh. And look, we said coming into the season, expect something like 20 home runs if he plays full time, because he hit 40 home runs in Korea, and we didn't expect that. And that's really what he's almost on pace for. He has 9 home runs and 312 at-bats. That's pretty much a half a season. So he's pretty much doing exactly what we asked him to do, and he's playing even better defensively than anybody thought.
Sam Jethro is the oldest player to have ever won the Rookie of the Year award in the major leagues, 32 years old.
Yeah, see, I believed it was somebody in their 30s. It happens.
That Kazuhiro Sasaki, is that how you say his name?
Sasaki.
He won it a couple years ago in 2000. He was 32.
I don't even remember that dude.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what this says.
He's a bum. Anyways, how about the St. Louis Cardinals, Randal Grichuk? This guy was the guy that was drafted by the Angels 1 pick later than Mike Trout. The Angels had back-to-back picks that season, took Mike Trout and then took Randal Grichuk. Trout went on to be a star real quick,
Beast.
While Randal Grichuk took a little bit longer to make the big leagues.
His name's harder to say, that's why I think. Trout's easy to say for everybody.
You can't say Grichuk?
No, Grichuk is way harder than Trout. Come on, everybody knows how to say Trout.
I wouldn't say it's harder
what if
to say
a 3-year-old favorite player is Grichuk? They can't say that stuff.
I guess, but I can say both pretty easily.
When you're 30 years old.
I'm actually 33, thank you. But Grichuk hitting .281 with a .328 on base, a .552 slugging percentage. But look at this, 14 jacks, 20 doubles, 7 triples, 43 RBIs, 44 runs, in 281 at-bats. His one downside, just 17 walks compared to 95 Ks. So he Ks a little bit too much, but he had 4 stolen bases in 82 games so far. In July, he hit 287 with a 367 on base, 4 jacks, 7 doubles, a triple, and 15 RBIs. This month, he's coming back to earth a little bit, though. 262 average, 262 on base percentage, 3 jacks, a double, a triple, and 7 RBIs. So hopefully he tails off a little bit and it gives Kang an advantage down the stretch. But really, Randal Grichuk was the St. Louis Cardinals' best hitter in July pretty much, and for more than a month, really. Randal Grichuk's had a great season. I mean, you look, 14 home runs in 281 at-bats. This is a guy, if you gave him a full season, could come close to 30 home runs for you. Now, defensively, he's played all 3 positions. He has a 0.2 defensive WAR, 2 errors in 82 games. He plays mostly center field, though, and he has a 1,000 fielding percentage in center field, so he's getting it done in center field. Yeah, he's a pretty good defensive player for you. Still, Jung-Ho Kang, better defensively, according to the defensive WAR here. Here's the guy I think that will possibly beat out Jung-Ho Kang for the Rookie of the Year. The San Francisco Giants third baseman Matt Duffy. He's hitting 303.
MD.
303 with a 339 on base, a 456 slugging percentage. He has 9 jacks, 20 doubles, and 5 triples with 52 RBIs and 49 runs and 373 at-bats over 101 games. He's been pretty much playing the full season. Now, he doesn't K too much already, 65 Ks, but just like Grichuk, he doesn't take many walks either, just 16 walks. But just like Jung-Ho and Grichuk, giving you a little bit of speed as well, 5 stolen bases. But this guy has been consistent all year long. In April, he struggled a little bit, 239 with a 294 on base. But look, in May, 313 with a 353 on base. June, 313 with a 359. July, 316 with a 343 on base. August, 306 with a 320 on base. This dude looks like the real deal, and he wasn't a top prospect or anything, but he's one of the most consistent third basemen in baseball right now, and he's getting it done. Reached base safely in 20 of his last 22 games. He's played every infield position, including first. Only 1 game there, though. But he's played mostly third base, where he has a 967 fielding percentage. And he has a .4 defensive WAR, 9 errors in 101 games. So still, Kang better defensively, but his bat is right up there with Jung-Ho.
Quick point. If he played for the Pirates, he would be on first base. Second point. How does the NL Rookie of the Year voting work? Is it fans that get the vote, or is it players?
It's not fans.
Okay.
I think there's that. It's not players either, I don't think. Well, players might be involved. I think, actually, I mean...
The Associated Press or something?
Yeah, there's a... I think Ron Cook. Is it Ron Cook?
Yeah.
He actually had a vote in it one year, I remember. So
it's not like on the internet where, all of Kang's fans can just go and blow it up. Because he's got a bigger fan base than anybody on this list. He's got the entire country of Korea behind him. He's beast.
And one other thing here, Matt Duffy, he would be playing third base if he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, right, dude. Everybody comes to the Pirates, all they want to do is put him on first base. I'm not saying the organization. I should say the fans would have wanted Matt Duffy to play first base.
Well, speaking of first base with the Pirates, man, Aramis Ramirez might be moving there. We're going to talk about that in another segment
he's been
here.
Fielding ground
so go
balls.
Check out our Pirate segments. We thought that was a ridiculous idea, although we did say it was over Pedro, so it would have been Aram starting every day. Now, Aram starting once or twice a week isn't as much of a deal as him becoming your starting first baseman from day to day.
Correct.
But let's move on here. Kris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, the fancy pick for everyone, most likely.
Because he jacks it.
Oh, he's a beast, but look, he's only hitting 249 with a 359 on base, a 446 slugging percentage. He does have 16 jacks, 18 doubles, 4 triples, and he drives in a lot of runs. 66 RBIs, scored 60 runs, and he's already taken a ton of walks. 60 walks in 104 games compared to 136 Ks and 377 at-bats. So he still strikes out a lot, takes a lot of walks. I mean, he's pretty much doing what he did in the minor leagues outside of that high average. And I told you, that's something you're probably going to see just because of the huge strikeout rate. Now, in the future, he's going to turn it around and become closer to a 300 hitter. But usually when you strike out that much, it doesn't happen immediately for you. But if you look, Bryant, in July, he was struggled mightily. A 168 average with a 270 on base. Now, he turned it around so far in August, hitting 290 with a 450 on base. And he's currently on a 10-game hit streak, although there are no multi-hit games in that span. But defensively, not even close to Gung. A minus .1 defensive WAR, has 13 errors in 102 games with a .951 fielding percentage. So defensively, Gung gets the nod over all these guys. Now, I do like what Bryant brings here. I think I would go Duffy or Gung over Bryant at this point, though.
Bryant hits the flashy 500-foot home runs, not literal, but, deep moon shots. So that's why people fall in love with a player like him.
I mean, he's probably more valuable than Gung in the long run, too. You got to remember, Gung's 28 years old. Bryant's still a young guy, and he's going to turn into a beast eventually. But
we're talking about this year.
Yeah, talking about this year. I mean, that's one thing with Gung, though. He does have a little bit of advantage. He's more mature of a player. A lot of people said, coming over from Korea, that's nothing more than double-A ball. Well, that might not. I mean, it could be true in a way, but it doesn't necessarily mean he was a double-A hitter, as you can tell. This guy is already a major league hitter, no doubt.
Believe it.
How about Joc Pederson from the Dodgers? This is a guy I would have gave the nod to possibly before the All-Star break. Since then, though, not good at all. In July, he hit 169 with a 229 on base and 1 jack. And before yesterday in August, he had a 130 average with a 444 on base. Look at that, a 130 average with a 444 on base. That's because he had 12 walks compared to 9 Ks and 23 at-bats. He had no homers in August before yesterday either, although he did go 1 for 2 with a jack and 2 RBIs yesterday. So maybe he's starting to turn it around, but really on the season hitting 221 with a 357 on base, a 449 slugging. He has 22 jacks, nearly all of them coming before the All-Star break though. 18 doubles, a triple, 45 RBIs. Look at that, 22 home runs, 45 RBIs. That's because he usually either hits a home run or strikes out. But 56 runs, 72 walks. He takes a ton of walks still too. But this is a guy that stole 30 bases in the minor leagues, and he only has 3 stolen bases this year, so he's not showing the type of speed that he showed in the minors.
Trotting around the bases too many times, hitting too many moonshots.
He's fallen off over the past couple months. I don't see him staying in this Rookie of the Year race, but this guy did it big in the first half of the season. Obviously, he was in the All-Star game and he was in the Home Run Derby, and a lot of people know this guy now, so he's going to get some votes here and there, but this guy just doesn't have the numbers to compare to these other guys to me, outside the home runs.
Some of these rookies are going to fall off. It happens. They're not used to playing this many games at this level of competition, and they're not, I don't want to say they're not conditioned because they're still great athletes, but there's a difference between being in good shape and being in major league shape.
Please believe. And Pederson was a great candidate to fall off too, just because of the huge strikeout rate he has. I mean, it's hard to hit for average when you strike out that much. How about this guy? You can't really consider him for Rookie of the Year. He's only played 31 games. But Kyle Schwarber for the Chicago Cubs, we did a prospect check on him too, man. And this guy is exactly what we thought he was. An excellent hitter, hitting .330 with a .420 on base, a .621 slugging percentage, 8 jacks in 103 at-bats already, 4 doubles, a triple, has 25 RBIs and 26 runs already taken the walks, 14 of them, compared to 31 Ks, which is a little bit too high, but it's not so extreme that it's going to hurt you. But Kyle Schwarber, man, he hit 2 home runs yesterday with 4 RBIs and a 9-2 win over Milwaukee. He was actually playing catcher when he first came up because Miguel Montero was on the DL. But with Montero back healthy, they moved Schwarber to outfield because he's not that great of a catcher as of yet. Like I said in our prospect check, it's going to take him a while to learn the catcher position, but they moved him to the outfield, so that might be his final position. We'll have to see.
His final answer.
But this may be the best hitter on this list, man. It's just he only played in 31 games so far, so he's probably not going to be considered along with the rest of these guys. But this one may be the best hitter out of them all.
Is there a minimum amount of innings or at-bats or something?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a minimum amount of at-bats you can have. And if you don't have them, you're considered a rookie next season.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of guys throughout baseball history who weren't rookies until their second, third season in the bigs. It's not like football at all. In fact, in football, if you get drafted and don't play one snap and then play the next season, that's not even your rookie season.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's totally different in baseball. But there's Two other guys here, both pitchers. One, Noah Syndergaard. This guy is a beast.
That's who was second on the list I looked at.
Yeah, it makes sense, too. This guy's pitching like he's been in the big leagues for years. 7-6 record, a 3.07 ERA, a 110 whip, and 105.2 innings pitched. Allowed just 92 hits and 24 walks compared to 111 Ks. The 11 home runs, that's not terrible. It's not great. But opponents hitting just 232 off of him. This guy is already an excellent pitcher in the bigs. He had a 7-game stretch from June 26th to August 2nd where he allowed 2 earned runs or less in each start, 8 earned runs total over 50 innings pitched during that time. So he was dominating during that stretch. He's allowed 3 earned runs or less in 14 of his 17 starts this season and 2 walks or less in 15 of those starts. And he's had double-digit strikeouts 3 times. So this guy is definitely an ace. And with him and Matt Harvey, you can see why I kept saying the New York Mets are for real, because this rotation is for real. I mean, they had injuries in the rotation this season too, and they're still pitching great. Now, Bartolo Colon, he's fallen off recently actually, but he's an old dude, so that's what happens.
Falls off a lot of things because he's fat.
Yeah. But Noah Syndergaard, him and Matt Harvey, 1 and 1A, whoever. I mean, I kind of like Syndergaard more than Harvey personally. But Syndergaard definitely deserving of NL Rookie of the Year, if not Kang or Duffy. I think that would be my top 3 choices. And then there's this guy too, Kris Heston. He's a 27-year-old rookie. Now, yes, he's older like Kang, but they took different routes to the bigs, obviously. Kang coming from Korea. Heston just stayed in the minors a very long time. But this season, he's pitching great.
Sure that wasn't by his own decision.
Oh, no. Yeah, listen, this wasn't a top prospect either, and it's pretty surprising to see this guy doing what he is doing this season. 11-7, a 3.38 ERA, a 119 whip, just 125 hits in 141 innings. Now, the 43 walks, not perfect, but you'll take that out of a rookie, especially when he's only lit up 8 jacks in 141 innings, has 106 Ks, opponents hitting just 241 off of him. Let's not forget, he had a no-hitter against the Mets on June 9th. He's had 6 starts where he allowed 2 hits or less. 6 starts. I mean, that's pretty dominating right there. 3 earned runs or less 17 times out of 23 starts. He had double-digit strikeouts twice, including 11 during that no-hitter against the Mets. And then 3 walks or less in 20 of 23 starts. So this guy is pitching great. And you can consider him. I'm not going to give this guy the nod for Rookie of the Year, but he's definitely having a great season, and a great reason why the San Francisco Giants keep winning are players like Matt Duffy and Kris Heston. These guys that aren't top prospects, they just turn into good baseball players for you.
It's good coaching.
Yeah, they do good coaching in their organization there.
And it's warm.
But that's it. I mean, I'm going to say Noah Syndergaard, Matt Duffy, or Jung-Ho Kang. Now, I'm a Pirate fan, so I'm going to say Kang. But as an unbiased opinion, I kind of think Matt Duffy is having an excellent season. I mean, some of Kang's numbers are better, but Duffy's been playing the full season pretty much. I mean, he played 101 games already, and those are starting too, where Kang, early in the season, he was playing games, but he was coming off the bench. Duffy's having a great season. But Jung-Ho Kang, I mean, there's still a lot of time left in this season, and the way things look, if I had to predict towards the rest of the season, I think Kang got it, man, because he's been killing the ball, and this guy is, he just hit 4th yesterday. Hopefully they keep him in that number 4 spot, because this guy is a power hitter, and coming from the shortstop position, and let's not forget, he's better defensively than any of these other guys on this list as well, so that could give him the nod over Duffy as well.
Let me ask you this. Who's more important to their team, Kang or Duffy?
Well, it depends. If Mercer was healthy, possibly Duffy. I don't know. Both of them are very important to their teams because they're excellent hitters, but I think both teams could survive if they went down with an injury.
Ooh, I don't know. If the Buccos, with all the injuries they have right now, Kang went down too.
Well, Mercer should be back within a week or so, so I'm saying if Mercer was healthy, I mean, right now it would be Kang because you're strapped at the shortstop position because of the injury. So, yes, Kang right now, but in the long run, with players healthy, they're both very, very important to their team, obviously hitting close to 300 each. But I think both teams could get by without him for a short period of time. I don't want to see Gung gone long term.
Gung-ho. Gung just don't go. Well, that's it. That's all we got for you on our NL Rookie of the Year segment. Thank you, fans, for listening. You guys can follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread or follow me on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Keep coming back to YouTube. Keep subscribing. Keep clicking thumbs up. We're looking to add 1,000 subscribers in the next year, so get on it.